Welcome back, rail fans. How's it going? This is another Will It Run episode. You're watching Trains with Shane. So, as you guys know from recent videos, I went on another little used locomotive buying spree and spent a bunch of money and have mostly gotten good deals out of it. An update on the MKT Intermountain unit, for those of you who watched that video. I ran it around for a couple of hours at different speeds, in different directions, left and right turns, and it is doing quite a bit better. So I'm thinking things may have just needed to wear in a little bit. I still want to take the trucks apart and clean the little cup wipers on the ends of the axles, because I've heard that that can be a problem too. So anyways, this guy right here is doing a lot better. So this week's feature: Broadway Limited SD40-2 in Norfolk Southern paint. Fairly new unit, I'm guessing, because it's got Paragon 4 sound in it. Broadway Limited, you either love them or you hate them, according to what I see on the internet. Some people say that they have a reputation for having bad decoders. Some people have a bunch of them and say they've never had a problem with them. I am one of the latter. Well, I don't have a bunch. I think I have two others. One E6 unit, and the other is, I can't remember. It may be a -8 or something. I'll have to go back and find it. But anyway, decided I would take a chance. Pick this up on eBay for not a lot of money. The auction was ending at a really odd hour. It was like 3 or 4 a.m. Central Time here in the States. So I fed this into my auction sniper, and I won it. So let's take a look and see what we've got. Let's see. Let me extract this out of the box off camera, because this is a tiny bit different than the box my other units are coming. Okay, that's how they do it. Alright, so apparently you lift up on the little plastic sheathing here. Let's unwrap this. Easy. Oh, did I tell you guys it's a high hood? Man, that thing is packed well. Right, let's see if I can get this in my hands. I'm always nervous on trying to grab these kinds of things. I mean, I'm not worried about breaking details off of a Bachmann or something, because there are really no details to speak of. But when you're dealing with Broadway Limited and Intermountain and stuff like that, there are risks. Probably help if I put the light over here too. Let's get you guys zoomed in. Get my pokey here. We'll dig the foam out of this side. Try to do so in a manner that doesn't involve mutilating our handrails and stanchions. Back in frame. Okay, there's that. This one should be less of a problem. I say that as I dig the entire handrail off the unit. There's all the foam that was packed into it, not including the two pieces on the other side. Alright, so starting at the front here, we've got our 1629 road number. Light package. Does that top thing look like maybe an additional, like a Mars light or a classification light or something? Got our firecracker antennae on the high hood here, our 3-chime horn. Let's see here. That's a very delicate piece right there. Front pilot with ditch lights, it looks like. Separate MU hoses. Coupler cut lever, looks like. I'm doing all this through the viewfinder, guys, so sorry if it's a little weird. Looks like that cut lever is a separately applied piece. Does our step fold down? Getting in frame helps. Doesn't appear that it does, although it might just be a little stiff. It doesn't look like it does, though. All right, our trucks have a pretty good amount of detail on them. Actually have a line connecting the outer brake cylinders, which is cool. I usually don't see that. Warning labels, SD40-2, as we love. Our emergency stop, our fuel filler, our fuel level. Looks like we have some end of tank and some line details up in here as well. It's also something I'm not used to seeing on end scale stuff. But then again, I'm not buying scale train rivet counters or anything like that. Broadway Limited and Intermountain is about as fancy as I get. Although if I found the right used scale trains unit, bet your booty I'd purchase that thing. Alright, we have the horse head logo on this one as opposed to our standard just NS with the stripes on the other SD40s that we looked at a couple of weeks ago from Intermountain. Grill detail is kind of flat compared with the Intermountain units we looked at. I'm not really too concerned about that. This, whatever this is, looks like a separately applied piece. Shout out if you know what it is, guys. Is it part of the dynamic brakes? Or is it like an air intake or something? We do have a separately applied grab iron around the rear of the radiator here. Sand filler cap, that's molded in. Molded in grabs. What is that? Get that up in my face here. It almost looked like it was a... No, it's a molded in grab iron. It's weird because if I remember right, my other BLI locomotives have separately applied grab irons, I think. I do remember that the detail was pretty good, although if I'm comparing, the detail on my Broadway Limited locomotive here is not as good as the Intermountain ones. Rear pilot, more of the same. Have our MU hoses. Have our knuckle coupler here with a magnetic trip pin. Our lighting package. The other side is probably exactly the same as this one. Something... No, it's fine. I thought that the rear view mirrors here, for a second when I had it this way, it looked like they were folded out. And that's not. They're up against the sides, as is typical. Looks like we have shades that are already applied. I don't know if this is something that was done by the previous owner or from the factory. I would bet that the previous owner did it. Non-skid surface on our walkway. I cannot tell even under magnification if that is a separately applied wiper, if it's molded in. I think it is molded in. Or a flat applique at least. It's not obviously raised. A few more warning labels on the engineer's side over here. I can't read them even under 2.5 times magnification on my phone. Maybe if I had a real magnifying glass or something, I could read them. I'm not worried about it. We got our horse head, road number SD40-2. Looks good. This is my first high hood SD40. I knew that Norfolk Southern had a few of these that I believe they inherited from Northwestern NW, or maybe Southern had some. I have seen high hood units on both of those, so maybe when they got absorbed, then the high hood units got absorbed here. I have seen, if I remember correctly, a video that Delay in Block Productions on YouTube did, where he was talking about Norfolk Southern SD40-2s switching in either Tennessee or Kentucky or something like that. It was a really good video. If you guys don't watch Delay in Block Productions, you really should. I watch his stuff all the time. The only time when I'll pass over one of his videos is when I don't have an hour to sit down and watch one, because his videos are usually an hour and change long. So anyway, rambling. Our unit here looks pretty good. Oh, there's a separately applied grab up there on the top of the short hood. Anyway, let's get this over to the layout as we do and find out what it does and what it doesn't do. I will see you guys over there. Alright guys, we are back, and we are not on the normal Inglenook switching layout today. We are actually out where Chris's O scale layout used to be. He decided that he wanted to pack all that up, and he's not sure if he wants to focus on HO scale or something a little smaller. It's just something that he's going to have to figure out. Anyway, we are on just a big ring of track that I've got set up out here. And we will get our SRCP client up. We'll connect to our base station. Turn on track power. Let's try seeing if this thing has been reset to number 3. Oh, stand by 1, guys. Need to fix a technical difficulty here. Alright, let's try track power again. It helps when you have the track actually physically plugged into the DCC base station. I had it apart earlier today. I was messing around with some configurations. You see the little 3/4 of a loop here and the crossover. I was wanting to see what pieces of track I had and what I would need to make a figure 8. So, all right. Lights or anything yet? Not that I can see. Let's see if she responds on address number 3. Don't see anything yet, so let's try the road number 1692. And since I'm dyslexic, figuratively, not really, it's 1629. All right, we have number boards lit up. We have ditch lights. F0 is toggling our headlight off and on, as you can see. Let's see, what do we get out of F1? It should be a bell, I'm guessing. Don't have anything there. F2, you guys around alternating ditch lights, which I believe is prototypical for Norfolk Southern. It is on F3. F3 I do not know, maybe a sound. F4. F5, nothing. F6 was our prime mover startup here. Now F1 is our horn is working. F2, or F1 for our bell was working. F2 for our horn works, and as you can see, it activated the ditch lights for a few seconds, as is prototypical. F3, I don't have anything. F4 sounded like it may have been air compressor. Looks like F7 was notch up. F8 is the mute. F9 sounds like an air release. F11 sounds like a slow air release. F13 is a crossing sequence. F14 is station chatter. Let's see if it works. Well, I was over here pressing buttons and I accidentally shut down the prime mover. Anyway, I think I have a few buttons to figure out. Interestingly, I need to look at something real quick under magnification here. Yep, that confirms it. Did you guys notice the F was on the long hood? So apparently this prototype was meant to run long hood forward. And that explains why I thought it was going to go this way, but it went this way with a forward direction selected. So, will it run? It sure does. And honestly, it ran better than the brand new Intermountain unit from a couple of weeks ago. But I'm okay with that. I am in this thing for not a lot of money. I have always found that the Paragon, at least Rolling Thunder 3, Paragon 3, and I don't think I have a Paragon 2, although one of my units might be a 2. I have found that they have a lot of features on them as far as sound files and like station chatter and boarding calls and things like that, and freight conductor and stuff like that as far as voices go. And I really dig that. So, our first high hood SD40-2 is a success, and I am thankful. As much as I am thankful for you guys to have tuned in and joined me for another Will It Run episode on Trains with Shane, and I want to wish you all a good week. Stay safe, and I will see you on the next one.